Welcome back to Vader TV. This is John Chenal, and I'm speaking today with Marc Cramer, CEO of Surf Canyon. You guys have a plug-in for a browser that helps refine search results. Marc, welcome. Thanks for coming to talk to us.
Oh, thank you very much. My pleasure.
Now, I've got to ask you, though, the search market, three dominant players, Google, major dominant player. Why do we need a plug-in to improve search results? I mean, why does the world need something besides as many search engines as we have already?
Well, I think, first of all, I think it's important to distinguish what we're doing, and we're a search application as opposed to a search engine. Mm-hmm. There are some particular characteristics of search engines, the most important being crawling and indexing, right, and then ranking all the websites on the internet. And that's not something that we do. The reason we decided to build the application that we did is because we saw a particular problem with search that we felt like we could address. And the problem was that too many results. There's simply, when you go to Google or Yahoo or Microsoft and you enter in your query, you get back millions of results. And how do you access all that information?
Right. And you guys, there's a little demo here. What you guys do is go pull, when someone clicks on one of the search results, what you guys do is pull up other results that are similar to that one.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And essentially what we're saying is that when you enter your query on let's just use Google, for example, and you get your 10 results on the first page plus a million that are off the page, all that's based on all the information that Google had with respect to that particular query, all the millions of other people who've entered that query, plus your search history, and all that information is baked into a result set that's in some sort of a descending order of probability of it being relevant to you. But as soon as the user takes an action, like selecting a result, that's new information, which we exploit immediately by using that to go into this result set and dig out other results that are relevant to the user.
Now, how are you guys going to make money? You talk about that the data that you're relying on. Is that Google data, or is that data you're collecting? And then are you going to have sort of a piece of the search ad dollar, or how's that going to work exactly?
Well, the part that I talked about just a moment ago was with respect to the natural results.
Right.
And essentially what we're doing is we're building a real-time user model of intent. That's an extension of what the user entered for the query. And we use that real-time user model to go fetch relevant results that are buried in the result set. Simultaneously, however, we can use that user model to go fetch more relevant advertisements. Which would be on the right side of the page. Right. So when the user enters a query, the advertisements are shown, once again, based on the information available when the user presses search. But if we have a more precise idea of the user's intent based on their post-query actions, we can deliver more relevant ads.
Okay, and then what's the split on what's the revenue split then? What do you guys get to keep versus Google, or is that coming directly from the advertisers who are showing up on your results? Or?
For the moment, there is no split. Okay. We are delivering ads that are coming off. If you're on Yahoo, we'll deliver more targeted ads that come from Yahoo. Currently, that's a win for the user because they get a more relevant advertisement. It's a win for Yahoo because they get more ad clicks. It's a win for the advertiser because they get more traffic. Eventually, we're hoping that it's also going to be a win for us. Okay, so we'll need to work our way into that.
Okay, so right now what you're trying to do is make yourself useful, make yourself necessary. I mean, it sounds like almost more of a feature, though, an add-on to another search engine rather than a company by itself so far.
It's an application, a layer that goes on top of search.
Right.
And to be an ongoing concern, we'll, of course, need to generate revenue and profits. Right. Given the metrics that we're looking at so far, we believe that there's a very, very good likelihood of that actually happening.
What kind of metrics are you talking about?
Looking at the extent to which users click on advertisements, but more importantly, the extent to which we're able to actually increase the revenue yield off the search result page. Okay. And so once we're able to reach a certain critical mass in terms of volume and demonstrably prove statistically that what we're actually able to do, then I believe it will eventually we'll be able to work ourselves into the equation and get a slice of that incremental revenue.
Right. And how much right now are you improving those results? Like, what is it? Is there a way to measure that right now in terms of relevancy?
No. We launched the product in February 19th, and so we only have some initial data. However, it is looking strong, and I would say it's difficult to put like an actual number on improving search results. So we improved by 20%. It's difficult to, because how would you actually quantify that? It's difficult to say. But what we have measured is that we double the user's ability to find results that are beyond the first page.
Okay.
So by 2x, and we think that's significant.
Okay. And then you just raised, you bootstrapped for a while. You just raised a $600,000 seed round. What are you using the money for? I mean, you're in the middle of that right
Yeah,
now.
the bootstrapping was for a while. For 2 years, we were bootstrapping. That was a long and painful process, as you might imagine. So we're very happy to have finally closed a little bit of money to give us a little breathing room. And principally, what we're going to be looking at now, since we have spent so much time building the product, and it's very complex, what it is that we do. It's algorithmically driven. We now want to move over and focus a little bit more on the marketing side of the company. Try to improve our messaging, find simpler ways to explain, the benefits of what it is that we're doing, and ultimately to work on expanding our user base.
Okay. All right, Mark, I appreciate you coming and talking to us. We'll wait to see if you get that critical mass or not.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Yep. I'm speaking today with Marc Cramer, CEO of Surf Canyon. For Vader TV, this is John Chenal.